What's up with all the people cheating? I keep sleeping with girls who have boyfriends. I, 21 male, was sleeping around before COVID, and every time I hooked up with a girl, I'd found out after that she had a boyfriend. I'd either find out through adding them on Facebook after, or they would tell me. It's happened quite a lot of times, and it's so normalized. And it's not like they feel guilt either. I'm sure a lot of guys do this too, so I'm not making it a gender things. If I knew they had a boyfriend, I wouldn't sleep with them. What's going on? Is it really just immaturity? Look, I'm immature sometimes, but I could never cheat on someone. Is it a generational thing? Most of these girls are between 19 and 22, by the way. They'd probably be single if you told their boyfriends. How are you meeting these girls? Is it through a hookup app? I suspect the way you are meeting them may be creating a bias in the numbers. I don't know that it's an age thing. People who are older just hide it better because they have more at risk. But it could be a maturity thing. Possibly they are emotionally immature. Or maybe society has an issue with morals nowadays. And how it's portrayed on TV, in movies and in the media make it seem so normal. Good on you for having a sound moral compass. I don't have an answer to your question. I have a story. I studied abroad in Japan for a year, and cheating is so normal there that on 90% of dates that I went on, they would ask me point blank if I had a boyfriend. Maybe you should start asking people if they have a boyfriend? You shouldn't have to, and it makes me sick that people are cheating. When people cheat, it opens up their partners and everyone they sleep with to infections. If you're at least open about it, you can use protection and get tested monthly. I hate how normal it has become. It makes me so anxious. Well, your view may be a bit skewed as you mostly end up with strangers. Girls who hook up with strangers casually may not always be cheating, not at all, but there's a higher chance they may be cheating. Mostly this says a lot about who you choose to be around and how you pick people. Lots of people don't cheat. They mostly don't hang around people that are constantly around cheaters. Not knowing. Sure, you can't always tell someone's a cheater. When you're constantly running into this, it means it's something to do with how you're picking people to be around. Did you ever consider that some of them were lying about having a boyfriend because they didn't want to continue a relationship with you? Maybe get to know people before you sleep with them. If you didn't care to do your due diligence before, why care so much after? If you're having this problem as constantly as you say, maybe you need to look at how you're meeting people in the first place. At that age, 19 to 22, people are generally immature, and extremely fickle. Also, being as you would be in college, you have the most access to peers than you will for most of your life. It's like real-world Tinder, just walking around the campus. I think that often many people in that age group, rather than admitting they want to bang around, want to have the security of a relationship for the social clout and social benefits, but still want to bang around. So they creep. Just keep it on the down low. It's not an age thing, and it's definitely not a generation thing. Very few young people are good at being sneaky too emotional. Some cheat for all sorts of reasons. Some learn their lesson and some don't, though people on Reddit will repeat the popular, once a cheater always a cheater, crap. I have seen too many examples of people who have changed to believe that. One of the many dangers of sleeping around, I'm afraid. I hear ya. It's pretty bold, friend, accepting your side dick. Deadpan face, you're sleeping around. This does not attract the highest in moral caliber. That's your issue. Because people don't understand what a relationship is. They're in a relationship, in name only. They don't know what it takes to be in a relationship. They are unwilling to work on it, thus, there is no value. When you don't value relationships, it's easy for them to step outside. Yet they want to feel like they are in a relationship as it gives them validation, security, drama, illusion that they have a life. Though it's not real. The sex they had with you is more real than their relationships. I think there's this trend where young couples enter situationships instead of true relationships now, where people basically date until one of them finds someone better, and then conveniently rewrite history timelines to make it sound like something other than cheating or open relationships. Because people don't know Jesus. Well, that's disappointing. The deterioration of morality brings the instability of a people. It's not accidental. Police. People have always cheated. You gotta take a look at why and how you're meeting these particular girls. Maybe you're just looking for a sexual connection and they're more likely to give it. People don't start practicing integrity for no reason. In the age range you're in, you guys haven't lived enough life to know that doing the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing is really good for you. Fuck, a lot of people never start practicing integrity. God man, I don't know. Probably stop sleeping around so much. It starts to fuck you up after you hit a certain threshold. I think it's just getting easier to cheat over time. We can cheat without leaving our homes. Hide communication in a way having a single house phone didn't allow for. We don't live in extended communities, so being seen by someone who's know you is less likely. We can also use social media to connect with more people than ever before. People aren't more shitty than they have ever been, it's just easier now. Women, biologically, want two things from men: excellent genetic material for their kids, and the ability and willingness to take care of those kids. These are hard to find in one man, so unless you can pull down a George Clooney and get him to marry you, a woman's biological urge is to 1. Fuck the most fuckable man, because her sons will then have their dad's genes and likely fuck lots of girls and before birth control, impregnate them, and 2. Be in relationships with sweet, non-threatening, well-off men. My guess is their boyfriends are in the second category and you're in the first. Is it naive of me to hope some of those girls are poly and seeing you as on the up and up? I know a lot of folks forget the ethical in ethical non-monogamy, but poly, even practiced badly, has been seeing such a rise in popularity in the last few years. That said, lots of folks also don't seem to get that you can still cheat in a poly relationship. So, given how much contemporary had compartmentalized sexuality, is it that much of a surprise that many people have developing the mentality that sex is just another recreational activity? Start asking them beforehand maybe? The culture around dating these days really sucks. Definitely just the ease of cheating. Not generational. Everyone likes to say they would never do it. My wife of 12 years, 41 male, 44 female, despised her first son's dad because he cheated on her. She even so far as to not let him see the boy at times because of the infidelity. Yet, here 13 years later she was caught cheating on me. My sister has been married, 31 female, 29 male, for just over a year and she caught her husband cheating yesterday. His excuse was he was bored. People are just shitty and selfish as a generalization. A lot of people suck for doing that. Instead of cheating, just end your current situation and be alone if you want to sleep around. This reminds me of the side chick bullshit, as if it's completely normal for your significant other to have another girl on the side. I guess some women caught onto the fad. Fix your picker. I had to. Wasn't easy. I liked the wild girls. It literally cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars and enormous heartbreak. Tell the boyfriends. Perhaps their boyfriends are okay with it. That is way more normal these days too. IDK, but cheaters have always been out there. All the genders too. It's happened to me before and it might sound cheesy, but the way I tell their boyfriend is to put a note under the toilet seat since the guy is the only one who opens it. Cheating has gotten out of control. I don't touch what's not mine and can't cheat on someone either. I have sex. There should be to catch a predator, but with adults who are clearly in relationships. I could be way wrong, but I've never seen a show or a series that does that. To catch a cheater. Boyfriends are too busy gaming to notice. I would contact their boyfriends with proof and let them sort it out. Unnormalize it. There are a lot of people of all ages and genders cheating, and it's been going on since the beginning of exclusive relationships, however many millennia ago that was. This is why sleeping around too much is not good for mental health. It becomes a dependence, and it makes affected people unable to form secure bonds and to stay in long-term relationships. My 33F friend, 32M, was telling me the same thing, and he thinks it is a Generation L thing. What he thinks is that people in their early 20s nowadays they go for, follow your feelings, YOLO, etc. When I was in my early 20s and I was with someone, I used to break up with them and move on to the next person if I started to feel something for someone else, so maybe the cultural norm has now changed. I have no idea if that's true, but in general I know very few people of my generation who cheated, I'd say 20%. I feel another factor is how you're meeting these girls. If it's online, it does make me question whether people have something to hide. Why are they having trouble meeting people? Why are they using an online service? And the intentions of the people you're meeting up with. I think they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have fun but they also want to be in a relationship, but most guys don't in their opinion, and maybe these girls are just turning to cheating as a solution, so yes, immaturity in a sense. I don't agree with it and I'm sorry it has happened to you so many times. Girls cheat just as much as guys, if not more. They do it for different reasons. Looking for the BBD to upgrade the current boyfriend or to fill something lacking. Guys just be hoes. Damn. Where are you finding them? Have to wonder if there is some way that you're going about things that keeps bringing you to this situation. Anyway, you should figure out why that's happening and put a stop to it for several reasons. First, going around fucking guys' girlfriends is a pretty surefire way to make some real enemies. They may not care, or may not have been told, that you were tricked and come looking for you. Secondly, you don't want to be around these low-quality people. They might be fun for a night or two, but they are going to be more trouble than they are worth. Have you tried contacting their boyfriends? They deserve to know. I think it's a society thing. People are less dependent on their partners, so a lot of people don't put as much effort into maintaining their relationship. Plus there's simply more chances to cheat these days, it's easier and simpler. And on top of that, I see a lot of parents cheaping out on raising their kids, so don't spend time with them and thus don't smack good morals into their heads. But that's just my humble opinion. Every time this happens, inform their BFs. They need to be called out for being disgusting people, they need consequences for their actions. Same thing kept happening to me but with guys. No man, I've dated both guys and girls that cheated, and at this point I don't even wanna date anymore. I get the feeling that people who have frequent casual hookups, one-night stands are probably far more likely to cheat when in a real relationship, especially with all the hookup apps available today. Strange is just a swipe away. Water is wet. People are shitty.